afternoon, my good brother. Good afternoon to everyone in the listening and viewing public and Whispering Hope. We're happy to be here again this afternoon with our Whispering Hope weather update. And here with us to do the update this afternoon is none other than our dependable meteorologist, Mr. Lenard Josiah. Mr. Lenard Josiah, what's the weather looking like in our area this week?
Oh, well, let's first say good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is another week and another time in which we keep our eyes on the tropics and eyes on the weather. Well, for this week, we are looking at some patches of clouds and a couple of tropical waves that are likely to pass on by. So in the next couple of minutes, I will be speaking about our chances for rain, which I hope that will come with some good showers because one particular tropical wave is located east of the islands. Well, let's go on with that for right now. Let's tell you what you left last week and what you're coming to meet today. So last week, we were envisioning that the Atlantic would have remained quiet, but on Sunday, an area of low pressure formed just east of Florida. That area of low pressure since became Tropical Storm Eduardo. And Eduardo, it formed last night. During the course of today, it transitioned into what we call post-tropical, meaning that it no longer had any or post-tropical or extratropical, meaning that it did not exemplify the characteristics of it maintaining being tropical. When I said tropical, the winds are closer to the center, and it's not necessarily affected by what we call a deep low pressure area. Well, this particular area, Tropical Storm Eduardo, has now since transitioned, so it's no longer tropical, and it's just out in the Atlantic Ocean. That's where it's at right now, post the tropical cyclone. It's moving towards the northeast rather quickly, and it's not expected to impact anybody. So it's just out there. But A, B, C, D, E, 5 have already gone. This is the month of July. And I can tell you this, yesterday, the National Hurricane Center suggested that this particular season have already broken the record with the earliest 5th named storm. All right, the earliest 5th named storm. So already 2020 have already broken records. Now, what you're looking at right there, you're seeing 2 dots of yellow. One dot of yellow has now moved on shore of Florida. But why they are continuing to track it is because of the fact that in the next couple of hours, the National Hurricane Center is suggesting that it will emerge over the west and the eastern coastlines, just to the east of Florida. And the environmental conditions are forecast to become more conducive for tropical cyclone formation. So don't be surprised if you have anybody that's in the region of Florida, North Carolina, or Georgia, in that vicinity right there, that you will hear a tropical cyclone forming in that area in the next couple of hours. But more interesting to us is that X right down just to the southeast of Barbados. Last night, it is tagged what we call a strong tropical wave. It's moving towards the west rather quickly. So in terms of it developing, the National Hurricane Center is not suggesting or is not expecting that it will develop. Why? Because the upper level wind conditions are just too strong to support tropical cyclone formation in that general location. So in terms of our expectation for tropical cyclone formation coming across our Twin Island state or coming across the Eastern Caribbean, we are not forecasting any tropical cyclone activity, but that area will continue to be closely monitored. What do we expect? Well, here is where it becomes a little dicey. That particular area of disturbance is forecast to move towards the west, and it's likely to encounter favorable upper level conditions that will cause it to be enhanced a bit. So tomorrow, the local forecast is that we're calling for an increased chance of shower activity around our Twin Island state. So we're looking for some showers. We're looking for some cloudy skies coming out of that tropical wave, and we're going to see how it materializes for tomorrow.
Okay, so it's happening, it's fast and furious. They're appearing but not causing any problems in the islands, but they are happening. 5 named storms in 5 weeks, and that's very noteworthy. I took the notes as you were mentioning it. So what's up apart from the temperatures? Is that going to bring warmer temperatures? Is it going to bring cooler temperatures? What are we expecting?
Oh, well, no. Our normal weather conditions, our normal temperature is what it is during the course of the summer months. You can expect warmer temperatures, but if the cloud cover comes across tomorrow, then that will impede some of the solar radiation reaching the earth. So it's likely that if the clouds do come with that tropical wave, then we can see slightly cooler temperatures. But that is not to say it will not necessarily get up into the 30s, maybe not as high as 33 or 34, but we can still expect some warmer temperatures, and that can fuel a little bit more of what we call a convective development and some rain showers. So we're going to be keeping our eyes on this. We're going to be keeping our eyes on whether or not that tropical wave will bring the much needed rainfall that we are forecasting. So let's keep our eyes on it.
One final question is, should that tropical wave continue to develop into something more significant, what kind of weather are we looking for? What kind of weather in the Eastern Caribbean area?
Okay, well, in terms of worst case scenario, if at all it develops, it will just be maybe a tropical depression. I'm not looking at it to be called a named storm, but that's not what we're focusing on right now. The National Hurricane Center suggests that the atmospheric conditions are not necessarily expected to be conducive for further development. If at all it develops in the worst case scenario, then possibly a tropical depression can brew out of it. But even though it becomes a tropical depression, most of the energy is forecast to pass significantly south of Antigua and Barbuda. So it more or less look like the Windward Islands will be getting the brunt of it. But I'm still hopeful that some interaction can take place with an upper level trough to enhance the northern extent of this wave to generate some cloudiness and showers across our Twin Island state. That is the forecast. That is what I saw yesterday. That is likely to happen. Some enhancements around us with some showers and thunderstorm activity. Let's see if that materializes. But worst case scenario, tropical depression, but the most likely scenario is an area of disturbed weather or a strong tropical wave that is likely to move across us.
Okay, so sounding beautiful to me, not dangerous, but promising for rain. And we've been looking for rain, and anything that can bring the rain except destruction, we'll welcome it. And so it's been good talking to you this afternoon again. Happy to have you bringing our weather update. There are persons who look forward to it, and wish you a pleasant night. I can see that you're not engaged tonight. You will not be doing the weather forecast. So you're having a light evening. So relax, enjoy the family, and have a great evening. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, and goodbye, everybody.